Hey loves, I'm back with another video, and this is a studio tour. It's been I think 3 years since I've done one, because I've moved house and I had to decorate this whole space and make it fit for purpose, and I had to be kind of in the right headspace to actually lay down roots to make art again. So I hope you like it. Before I show you around, I've decorated my entire house, or I'm in the process of decorating my entire house. Each room is based around an emotion, a theme, and I've made sure that theme is represented by a word. So each room in the house has a word, and the word for the art space is temple, which I think you'll get in a second. So enjoy. Okay, so I have designed the whole space based around a feeling place, and I chose a word to represent that feeling space, and the word for this room is temple. I wanted art and magic and light work and big ideas and all that sort of stuff just to blur into one, so that every time I came in here I felt like I was creating more than just a doodle on a page, and I wanted to connect with things that were bigger than, or connect with ideas and feelings that are bigger than what I was connecting with. So this is the desk. It is a kitchen table that, I'm not sure if you can see these very well, but I painted the legs black. They were some other random colours and the paint is chipped and all that sort of stuff. So I got something secondhand, so it's nice and battered, so we can take a good wallop of paint on there. These are just some crates and some boxes that I found in Hobbycraft, and I stained them and attached them to the wall. There's my little Gryffindor. I'm always on the hunt as well for all different things to add to these shelves. That's probably my favourite thing in the entire room. It's something made for me by a friend in art college who is sadly no longer here. So I keep a little bit of her in my studio with me. These are crates, again, I think I found in Hobbycraft. My washi tapes, and I have to have dinosaurs. Basically, when I was younger, my mum made me give away all of my toy dinosaurs because she said I was too old for them, and I've never let her forget it, and I've dealt with it the only way I know how, which is to spend my entire adult life collecting dinosaurs. This is a cute little ghost. Let's see if the camera will focus on that. My friend Claire Lewis. She goes under the Instagram handle inky_Potius. I'll leave a link underneath so you can go check out her stuff. But she does these incredible felt things. That's a Harriet Popham original. I had that for my birthday, I think, one year. That's a skull from a field somewhere in Cumbraen, I think, and it's supposed to be cursed, so I thought it would go well in here. That's a canvas that I painted like a Ouija board, some origami I've done, one of my paintings. Some of my paintings are a little bit all over the place today because I've not long come back from an exhibition, and it's I'm still trying to find ways to store all my work. That's a money that I painted. I really would love to do more of those. That's another one of Claire's pieces. She is really good. That's my right now my mantra. So that's something I need reminding that no matter what's going on at any point, anywhere, something wonderful is happening somewhere, and that's kind of enough. Oh yeah, let's start over here. So those are origami rabbits that I'm gonna do a whole, I think the paper is behind there. I'm gonna do a whole rainbow version of these. This particular bookcase is all of my sketchbooks from all different, from the last few years really. So most of them I'd say are full, but if you've watched any of my other videos, you know that I work on sketchbooks about 3 or 4 at a time, which may not be the most productive, but it makes sense to my brain, so that's kind of where I'm at. Let's have a look at here. Those are some old sketches, I think, for some sort of Inktober or Witchtober. I think these are my kids' book stuff. What's down here then? I always forget what I've got. I think I put these on my Insta recently, actually. These are all my watercolour pieces that I'm slowly working through. I love doing these because they don't take very long and they look okay, and I can get through a lot of ideas very quickly. Yeah, so again, if you're interested in looking at all of these properly, go check out my Instagram, which I probably should say is Ryan_James_artist right now. I'm thinking of changing everything soon, but we'll see. There's the list of books I'm currently working through. I've managed to write one already this year, and I'm halfway through editing another, and I've just started doing the outlines of a third. So I'm quite creatively busy this year in terms of my writing. Not so much art, unfortunately, but I'm getting back to that now. Let's go there. There's more. I have a small obsession with pewter kettles. You might recognise them from the last tour. So I just kind of like collecting those wherever I can find them. These are all this kind of side is mostly to do with supplies. So I've got my I've got acrylic gouache and some golden paints in there. Other bits and pieces, watercolours. All of my, this camera isn't focusing for some reason. All of the other bits and pieces, a string of dinosaurs, because these are the masks for spray painting, all bits and pieces. I'm slowly inching into sculpture. This is kitchen foil for the sculpture. These are my husband's felt tips. These are diaries. And I've had these. The earliest one I've got is this one. It's from 1994. That's when I first started. School is boring. Yeah. Yes it is, Ryan. But that's there. Okay. I've kept diaries most of my adult life. They're part of my therapy. They're half sketchbook, half just half me spilling my thoughts. That's a bottle my friend Lisanne made for me. That's an angel. This is a frame that I'm half working through. And those are all my art books and comics and things like that. Under the desk is where I'm attempting to store some of my paintings. They're rather unsuccessfully, if I'm honest, because it's just, I think the battery is about to die on this. Yeah, so I have to stop and sort the battery out. One sec. Okay, I'm back. So yeah, these are all the paintings that I'm trying to find places to store everything, and because of the way they're stored, I have to be very careful that they don't pierce all the other paintings behind them. So some wooden canvases. I love working on painting on the wood. These bunch are the things that have half started. I've done the backgrounds all spray painted, got everything begun, a lot of stuff, but just I haven't really followed through with anything, and I wasn't going to show you in here, but I am. This is where I store the other half of the paintings. The reason I chose this room as an art studio is because it has its own toilet and its own sink, so I could wash my brushes whenever I felt like. But right now you pretty much have to step over a ton of art, so storage is a problem. This, where am I going? Let the camera focus. This little space right here is my ideas box. If the camera will focus. I think it's having trouble with the light. Ah. There we go. So that's a watercolour piece I'm working on. There's a few other watercolour pieces I'm working on. And these are all the ideas. I've put them all in folders, book ideas, comic book ideas, sculpture ideas, just everything. I put it all in one place and I write everything down so that I can go back to it at a later point. This is my iPad, which I got for Christmas, and I still haven't learned how to use it. And these are a couple of ladies that I've chosen to stay in the studio with me. They did go to the exhibition on January and February, but they came back home with me, and I think I might keep them. I don't know. I'm ready to let them go, so if they do decide to go on their journeys, I'm not really in the way. This is my crafts drawer, all odds and ends. This is a comic book drawer that also has some cleaning stuff in there. This is my paper drawer, so it's entirely filled with all different types of craft papers and pretty things and all the stuff I want to use for sketchbooks, visual diaries, origami projects, things like that. But it's a bit too heavy, and it has buggers of everything else. That's all the bits and pieces. That's crap in there. I'm not sure what's in there actually. I'm not going to look either. That's some other bits and pieces that I'm going to decorate this room with, and this is my drawer of wires. There needs to be a place for wires. Here is another little altar, a space where I can light incense and candles and just set my intentions before I make art. And I've made sure I've got some nice crystals and some sage water and some bits and pieces, things that have significance. And here's kind of another altar that has my prayer. I do an intention, a set prayer intention for the room. Lay out a few things. There's my manifestation jar back there, filled with things that every time a really nice manifestation or a nice thing happens to me, I write it down, put it in the jar, and then at the end of the year I open it and just read through all the good things that have happened. It's kind of a good place to center. That is a really awesome piece of labradorite from my friend Yolanda, who runs a crystal company. These are a few other pieces. I keep meaning to do more of these little bunnies because a few people have asked me for them, so they wanted to buy some. So if you're interested, let me know. And these are the rest of the paintings from the exhibition. I think that I had to go because a few of them sold, so I had to go back with like doubles and spares and that sort of thing. So these are the ones that are left. I did manage to put about 30 paintings in that binder. Okay, some of these are bookmarked for sale anyway, because some of them, but I don't know whether they will go now, because we're all going to die of coronavirus apparently, so we'll see. I don't think we are. I think we'll be okay. We're all tough. Come on, we can sort this out. People are preparing for quarantine. Artists are just like it's a normal Friday. Like, I haven't seen someone for 7 years. Okay. Welcome to an artist's life. That's a box that I got halfway through. I went on this course to sort of box painting and doing it in a certain style, but I never finished it, so I probably should do some of that. And I think that might be it for this room. I don't want to spend like hours and hours here, because I just don't think that's... I'll go through everything, and I don't really have the time to do too much today. I do think that it's important to have a space that's dedicated for your art, and I do think it's important to think about that space, about the intention and the energy that you bring to it. And for me, art is magic, and I wanted to create a space that felt like art was magic, and this is it for me. So I guess that's that. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. I know I've rambled a little bit, but we're all quarantined over here in the UK right now, and the cabin fever is real. So I hope it really does inspire you just to think a little bit more about your creative spaces. And if you're lucky enough to have a space, then I think it really does help set you in the right mind to move forward in that with the right intention. And maybe try what I've done. Think of a word that represents how you feel about how you make and what feeling you want to get from what you're making. Because for me, when it comes to making my art, I want to feel like the art I'm making is somehow sacred and is somehow, it's like I'm taking how I feel and what I think and all of the weirdness that goes on in here, and I'm in some way, shape or form just representing it on a canvas, even if I'm only doing it slightly, and even if it's just fun and silly, even if it's my inner, like I said, my inner, I don't want to say catharsis because it's overused, but whatever part of me I want to get out, I think that is magic and that is alchemy, and that I think we can, I think it might help all artists just to think a little bit about the space you're making to make art in. I think art spaces eventually become works of art themselves, and I'm always wary of artist studios that look like IKEA farted all over them, and I like living scrapbooks. So let's see, I just hope it helped. If you do have an art studio that you want me to see, leave a little link below. I'd love to have a little nose. I like being nosy, looking through other people's stuff. So also as well, if you want me to show you anything else in the studio, let me know. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all soon. You take care now.